Hey, Mike, if you're there, can you can you or try and add me again? Oh, there you are. Can anybody hear me?
There's
Hey,
two of the
can,
guys.
can you
Now,
hear me, Mike?
pardon
Can
me?
you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
We're live.
Moves a little bit further away from my face so you guys can watch me eat. This is lunchtime, so.
I'm just out walking through the neighborhood. So, how do we add these? Where's these
Russell and Root?
Where's these Rust and Roots guys?
I'm not sure. Maybe they have to request to join as well.
Maybe they do
Is
have
it
to.
fun watching Mike and Matt figure out technical stuff on Instagram?
Spending all my time on Threads now, so
Threads? You mean buying clothes? Got some new threads.
no, like the new social platform. Hang on,
I don't know.
where are these guys?
Okay. Confused is why half of Mike is darker. Shadows. Oh, there's a shadow. Look at that.
Mike, should we just? This is maybe how we should just converse
There
from
they
now
are.
on.
Oh, they're live. Are we supposed to join them?
Oh, how do we join them?
Why am I darker on half and not the other half?
I was wondering the same thing. Oh, okay. I got Russell and Roots there. There we go. Hang on. Let's add these guys. Can you
That's
request
better.
us?
It's a little better. What the hell? I'm sitting in the daylight on purpose, but now I look like I've just like cartoon characters back in the day. They would just make the dark half face the bottom half of the face darker, so it looked like they had like stubble or something. I feel like I look like a freaking Popeye villain or something weird. Like Dad used to watch.
Okay, Russell and Roots, if you guys are listening to me, you got to request us to join, I think. Or are we supposed to request you?
If they're live on their
Are they
own,
live right now and
I
we're not
think yeah,
live?
I
They're
think we have to
live
go to
and we're
them.
live, but we can't. Should we cancel this and then go with
Hey,
them?
what do you guys think? Should we cancel this and go to them? Yes. Let's try that.
Okay.
What
If
with this
that
weird
doesn't work, then we'll
shadow?
just come back. All right, bye. I'm back. Aha. So we get Michael in here.
Okay.
Okay, got you, Michael. You're here. Okay, I got this. Hang on. We got it. Stand by.
It's that guy. Toronto, Edmonton. Well, it's July, so we can't play September on Sunday. We only play that song in September when we're not playing shows.
Come back to the UK. I would very much like
Oh
to see
yeah.
that. Hi from
Um,
France. Hi, France.
France. Maybe why don't we just answer some questions while we
Italy. Hi from
ooh,
Calgary. Oh, here, let's accept these guys again. Let's see what happens.
Germany. Wow. Well, I saw another M-Trench invited you to go live in their room.
From Kingston, Jamaica or Ontario? Belgium. Can't seem to.
Get the trio together.
Yeah, I keep accepting their request here, and then nothing
It doesn't really do
happens.
it. Is this thing gonna kick me out? If you accept them.
Maybe.
Me and my weird half face. What the hell? Now it's just like left half, right half. Right half, left half. Top half, bottom half.
How are you doing that?
Huh?
How are you doing that?
I don't know. It's just the weird light.
So is this a difficulty, technical difficulty on our end or the other end? I don't know.
Well, basically, what we need you to know is that we've got the show coming up in Surrey for anybody who doesn't know.
Softball
Right?
City. Yep. What's the date?
With,
July 29th?
Yes,
Is that right?
I think that's right. And watch me play with the light. Ha ha ha. The funny thing is how much fun I'm actually having. No. Hawaii, we've never played in Hawaii. We had a gig there to play there once, and then COVID happened.
Oh,
so
yeah. That was so disappointing.
It went away with all that.
That was horrible.
We're not
July
coming
29th.
to Uni this year.
Hang on a second. What did they just say?
Yes.
Russell enters. Yes, I see the request. Why can you not get in? Can we? Does anybody know if we can have more than 2 people in a video chat?
Well, in New Jersey, we'll come to New Jersey again for sure. Or New York, at least. One or the other, or both. It's probably my own shadows. Still trying to figure this out. And Matt's trying to figure out one thing. I'm just trying to figure out why my face has got weird lighting.
I'm just walking around trying to find the nicest foliage behind me for you all to enjoy. Except there's an outhouse where...
The 3. Russell works it up to 3.
I keep accepting you, Russell and Roots, but and then the request just pops back up. I don't understand. Am I doing something wrong?
You didn't realize the request you're actually making when you asked this, did you?
Oh, hang on a second.
Hey! Hey! Oh, man. Feeling pretty smart right now.
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you all.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Me too.
Quite an ordeal. I don't think I've ever been on an Instagram Live that has worked, so... we're all
So,
here.
despite this little
Big
start,
win
we're...
for the day. We can all pack up and go home now.
Yeah, exceeding all expectations.
So you guys are obviously already answering some questions and killing the last 9 minutes of our live. So we compiled a few questions for you guys.
Great.
Yeah, bring it.
And yeah, so we're just probably going to start with, we just kind of want to know a little bit about the history of the band and sort of like the fact that you're a local talent from Vancouver, you're excited to come back to Surrey, things like that. So I'll just let one of you kick it off.
Well, hey, we're Marianas Trench, and yes, we are local, and yes, we're talented. Really, really talented.
Good,
and
good enough for the headliner at Russell.
Apparently, that's yeah. I don't know how that happened, but that was great news. And yeah, we're excited to come back. There's some great bands on the bill. I'm like actually really, really looking forward to this show. And yeah, we're playing. It's out of Softball City in Surrey, and obviously like hometown show for us. So that's pretty exciting. We haven't had one of those in a while. I think my mom's probably going to come, so you'll have to look out for her in the audience.
We'll see.
She will be tearing it up.
Get her some VIP passes. No promises.
Yeah, those hometown shows, you always get a lot of family requests.
Yeah.
Suddenly, my mom is like, can I come to this show? And I'm like, of course you can.
We can sneak in the back gate. The one question that did come up a fair bit is just how did you guys sort of all link up? You're obviously all from Vancouver. Did you grow up together? Did you go to the same school? Did you play in the same band in grade 6? How did that all sort of come together?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much all that.
Matt and Josh were in high school band together, and Ian and I were in a regular band together.
What's a regular band?
Like not school related, just an actual band that was cool and not trombone influenced.
What most people don't know is that the band that Mike and Ian were in is actually what has influenced Marianas Trench the most. So like all of our songs are really just, they're covers of songs that you guys did, but you just never had any, the distribution was poor and you just never really got that music out there. And for some reason,
No promotion, no distribution, nothing.
yeah.
Just basically, rewrites, re-recording of obscure, brilliant songs.
Yeah, we re-recorded old masters to get them out of their non-record deal that they had, and then and re-released everything, and we've managed to sustain a 20 career off of it.
So not too much tape to jump through. Gritty then, I guess. Just simple, straight to the point questions. Some that came up more than once, others that came up just once. Probably let's see your most memorable moments or experiences on the road. We'll probably be able to start there, and then we're probably gonna get to things like pranks and how do you guys stay occupied and things like that.
Different kinds of memorable moments when you're on the road. There are times when you're driving overnight in a bus in a snowstorm and you remember the next morning that you're so happy to just be alive. You're like, I don't think we're going to make it. Those are scary. And then there's like the first time you headline something and thousands of people come out and you're like, there's nobody else playing today. There's got to be a mistake.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my highlights. That was in Winnipeg at the time, but I just remember there were like 5,000 people or whatever the field held, and being totally shocked. I remember talking to Matt on stage. I'm like, "Have we made it? Like, are we there? We just don't know."
That was the pivot point, huh?
I think so. Would you say, Matt?
Absolutely, yeah.
The confidence factor is off the charts at that point.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, well then let's go from there right to the best prank. I assume being on the road days in and days out, you guys probably get bored and come up with some pretty creative stuff.
Honestly, the best thing that was ever pulled on us was we used to play a show where Josh, at the beginning of the show, Josh used to pop out of a wooden jack in the box. It was like this big giant crate that we converted into this stage prop jack in the box. And one of the opening bands dumped lobster. What was it? Crabs?
Crabs and lobsters in the
live
thing.
crabs and lobsters inside.
Like that had previously gone bad, so they absolutely reek.
No, they were live.
No, they were
These things were
like alive. They were still moving around.
They were pinching.
Josh crawls into this thing, closes the lid, and then they spun it around a whole bunch of times, and then threw in lobsters and crabs and closed the lid again. So Josh is like, have to start the show, but he's like, oh my God, what are these?
And it's pitch black, and he's just getting nibbled by lobsters. Like, it sounds like my absolute worst nightmare.
Yeah, between lobsters and snakes, I don't think I want to be in any boxes with those things. All right, well that kind of breaks the ice a bit. So we already got over the favorite memory on the road. Favorite place to perform? Let's go there. And don't everyone that doesn't get chosen, don't feel bad about it. I'm sure you guys enjoy performing everywhere.
Favorite place to perform? I don't know. It always changes. Like sometimes just any place we're doing the arena for the first time in particular was pretty exciting because you got to bring all this crazy production. So I would say the first ever after tour was a landmark experience for us and really exciting. But then anytime you're in a new city for the first time, you've never been there and it's a sold out show, and whether it's in Europe and it's 1,000 people in London or, Australia or wherever it is, and you just got these people coming out that know all the words to all your songs, it's just always a good time. And once we're in a show, our fans are pretty awesome. Everywhere we go, they're like really passionate and supportive in the same kind of way. So it kind of feels like a hometown show once the show gets started, which I think is pretty neat that you can be anywhere and have that experience.
Yeah, no, I no doubt about that at all, for sure. All right, well that's interesting. So you just basically anywhere in the world is basically your answer.
I mean, if I have to pick some cities,
I mean the hometown city has got to be a big win, right?
What's that?
The hometown city has got to be.
Oh yeah, the hometown, like when you're doing a tour, the hometown show is circled in the calendar.
Yeah.
Because you get to bring all your family and friends out, and you always have to bring like the extra 10% because you don't want to let down your mom.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that pressure because it makes you do your best. So yeah, hometown is cool, and a little more social obligations.
So we can
Yeah.
we can count on you guys for some extra ticket sales, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah,
Perfect. All right. Well, what does that lead us into now then? I guess we'll probably just jump right to you know what, we may as well. We'll just touch on it because everyone feels like they need to. The pandemic. What did you guys do to stay occupied, and how did you guys sort of weather the storm of COVID and the sort of the music business that took a big hit, and touring and stadiums and everything else? What was going through your guys' heads through the pandemic?
at first I'm like, great, a break.
Yeah.
You're like, I've got 6 weeks off. I'm gonna really enjoy this. And then by week 16, you're like, what is going on?
Yeah. Well, I think we all kind of expected it to be over in like 2 or 3 months, right?
Yeah.
But it just kept getting worse and worse.
We all did.
Are you muted, Mike?
Yeah,
Or am I?
I think you might be muted. I just
I
tried
think
to check.
you're muted all of a sudden.
Oh, he's back.
You're back. Are you back?
Yeah.
Our one of our techs is trying to call me because he's dropping off some gear, but he's not supposed to come till 2. So I'm not sure what to do.
41 minutes early.
Yeah, 41 minutes early.
Tell him to join the live. Just text him. Tell him to join the live chat.
But I don't think if I leave this, then I'll leave the chat when I go tell him.
Yeah, probably. And then we'll never be able to get you back.
Right. That was so easy that I'll call him back in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good. We can always just focus with Matt then, I guess. Matt, I feel like Mike's been taking a lot of the questions here. It might be time for Matt to jump in on a few, anyways.
Right.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, well, we didn't really. I don't know. I didn't hear anything that you had to say there. I don't know if you want to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Matt and I just got lost in each other's eyes because we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in terms of the pandemic, man, I mean, obviously, like just like everybody else, we thought our careers were probably over for a while or forever. But you know, we weathered the storm just fine. Everybody's got lots of other stuff going on. So as soon as it was over, we're like just raring to go again. Yeah, honestly, I don't even want to talk about that anymore. I've just like that. It's not.
Yeah, I think we've all moved on from it, and I absolutely agree.
We're back. We're playing shows. I'm not wearing a mask. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So that's sort of all that matters to me right now, and it's great. Like the business is, you know, music business is bumping right now. There's so many great bands coming through. Actually, it's kind of nice because like this summer I've got a lot of concerts that I'm going to that are coming through Vancouver, and you know, going to see other shows because like every band on earth is on tour right now, trying to sort of make up for the last couple of years, which is rad as a concert goer. So I'm excited, you know, and as a music fan, so I'm excited to get out and see a lot of my favorite bands. Just happy to be back at it. We're
back in a big way. Really got to pick and choose how you're spending your summer now, too. It's
for sure.
Wild.
For sure. Yeah. There's a lot of concerts out there, and they seem to be so much more expensive now. So you really gotta.
Yeah, you really got to or be completely broke come September, either or. Yeah. All right. I guess another big one that's come up a few times is, are there any rituals or routines that you follow before you go on stage? We saw that one pop up more than once.
Well, we always do a little, you know, we used to do like a little pre-show workout and then a little drink and then a little jumping high five, a little chant that we do, and then walk out on stage. Yeah, there's a little ritual. You know, it's top secret. We like to keep it consistent, and if any little piece of it is missing, like the show is obviously cursed.
Yeah.
And,
Doritos, or not Doritos, the tortilla ones. Gotta have a tortilla chip, at least one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of chips and salsa in the dressing room.
I was gonna say lots of salsa. Okay, fair enough.
And the nice thing about chips and salsa is if you get really angry, you can always just take your anger out on the chips and salsa.
More so
like,
the chips.
More so the chips. Yeah. Although
the salsa we make far more of a mess, I would say.
Yeah, but we've done that one too. Yeah, there's been some unfortunate salsa destroying incidents.
Yeah. Who's the poor soul that wore a white T-shirt that day? Probably
Yeah.
Mike.
It was just one day.
It was just one.
Okay, well that's interesting. That's fun. What else do we have here for you guys? Now this is an interesting one. How do you guys handle criticism and negative feedback about your music or the band in the media, things like that?
I don't
don't worry about it. Probably.
I don't give two shits about that. We just do what we do. I honestly there's a lot of people out there that pay way too much attention to this feedback on the net, and we're never going to satisfy everybody, and we're well aware of that. And we do what we do, and no shame, and we're very proud of it. And if you don't like it, don't listen. And drop off the chat. We don't care.
Like it's like people put comments on people's Instagrams or whatever. It's like, why do you follow me?
I don't have enough time in my day to deal with that stuff. Like there's it's completely pointless.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then moving on from that was a quick and easy one. You really blew that one out of the water. All right, let's go to let's dive into something about your songwriting process. What do you guys sort of take shifts? Do you spend 3 months in a box? What's the process when you guys are putting an album together and putting songs together?
More like, go ahead, Mike. Sure.
When we're doing an album, it's sort of one song at a time, and it's written and produced and recorded and then to the next song. So it's not like you sit around and write a dozen songs and then start actually recording them. The production process is part of the recording process and writing process. They're sort of discovered as they go. And the idea behind that is you're not trying to get everything good once and then get it great later, where you might actually lose some of the initial inspiration and especially the vocal performances. When it's new, it's most inspired. And I think that's a big part of it. And in the early days, we would do like a demo and then pitch it to people and then end up recording for the album. And it just sort of changes. And sometimes you feel like you're making changes just to feel like you're doing something new when it might not have needed it to begin with. So you just take your time and try to get it right the first time.
So is it something that kind of it's throughout the whole year? You know, just sort of
like when we're touring, when we're on full tour mode, we don't really come up with new music. It's sort of you tour because it's pretty tiring and it's a different side of the brain and a different part of the sort of energy tank. And then once all the touring is done, a little bit of recharge time and then start getting back to it. But we're not fast in the studio, but if you listen really closely to the music, it is meticulous, and that's why, because it's just you try to get it as close to perfection as you can with what you know at the time.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Do you have a favorite song that you've written or created that tops your chart?
The Killing Kind is probably my favorite Marianas Trench song. At least one of the ones I'm most proud of. I think that's our peak to date, but I've heard some of the new stuff that other people haven't yet, so we'll see what they think when they hear that.
Well, we look forward to it. Matt, how about you? Any of your favorites, or are you in the same department?
Yeah, I don't know. My favorite song changes from night to night, to be honest. Yeah. Like it depends on the vibe of when we're playing it, depends on the vibe of the audience, depends on the vibe of the band, and there can be songs that we play every night that all of a sudden become my favorite for whatever reason, just because the energy is so awesome in the crowd. Yeah. I don't really have a favorite, to be honest with you.
Either of you like me, where you listen to the same song on repeat for 3 weeks and then hate it?
Something like that sometimes.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, perfect. So I'm not the only one. Even professional musicians are the same way. Okay, let's just circle back to the origins of Marianas Trench. Where did the name come from? Does it have any relation to the actual Marianas Trench?
No, it's just there was no other names available.
So that was it? You just landed on it and that was it?
Yeah, honestly, there were no. No. I mean, try and think of another band name. There are none.
Yeah, no fun story or anything as to how you landed on that. That was just completely random and it worked. It's like buying a domain on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, let's go. God, I got a whole list of things here. We can probably even take some from the live comments here shortly if you guys have a little bit of time.
Well, I just got a couple more minutes here, man, and then we'll have to let you go. But yeah, fire away.
All right. How do you guys connect with your fans? Do you guys just stay active on social media? Are you guys both active on your own personal Instagrams? Do you find that you have a lot of communication with your fans and those that follow you?
I personally do a hefty amount of replying to people who reach out and spend time direct messaging. I can't keep up with all the messages all the time, but sometimes they're really, when I have time, I'll buckle down and really try to get back to people because I appreciate that they're trying to engage with the band in a more personal level than just listening. And at the shows, we used to always do meet and greet like unofficially after the show until it started getting a little big, and it would like be literally endless. So sometimes in the States we can still pull that off or play the show and then come out and take some pictures and get to meet people face to face. But I think it's really cool to get to know who's supporting you on that extra level.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the same for you, obviously, Matt. It's like kind of the same idea.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I try and engage as much as I can, as much as I have time for, and there's nothing more important to us, nothing, because we don't have this without them. So the least we can do is spend a little time getting to know our fans, because they're spending a lot of their time, supporting us, and which we appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So then let's just kind of touching on that. How do you sort of find the balance between like a personal and professional lifestyle? I mean, obviously as being in a popular band, you're probably almost nonstop with Marianas Trench in the back of your head. Back of your mind, I should say. How do you find a balance between keeping, like, just being able to turn it off and doing family time and stuff like that? I mean, you're trying to stay active on Instagram and connect with your fans all the time. Do you guys have something, like, do you have an off switch?
Yeah. I don't know if I officially turn it off or turn it on, but there are some things in the family life that are prioritized that are maybe can't be compromised. And I think if you just look at some things in certain ways, that it helps keep it under control. If you try to mix separate boxes of your life together, it gets harder and harder to tell the difference. But like when I waking up my baby in the morning, it's like that's clearly dad time until she's at daycare, then maybe it's work.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And Matt, do you have like same idea? I'm assuming. I mean, I feel like Mike's feeling a lot of these questions.
I definitely keep work and family very separated.
Yeah.
It's you'll in my house it's hard to find like my guitars and all my Marianas Trench stuff is all upstairs where I don't have to look at it. And so like most of that, if you walked into my house, you wouldn't know that we were musicians or anything like that. It's just sort of I'd like to just keep it separate. I don't like to take.
That's where you disconnect. That's where life is normal.
I have memorabilia everywhere because I need to remind myself.
It's hard to forget that you're in a rock band. All right, well, let's just field the last one then, I guess. Probably all your fans would want to know, do you have any big upcoming projects or collaborations or anything like that that's not in the top secret vaults?
Well,
you can share.
We have a new record that's going to be coming soon. We're working very, very hard at it right now. Josh in particular is just slaving away at it. And so that's coming, like Mike said, slowly, but it's coming, and it will be out soon. Something will be out soon. And on the backs of that, we'll be touring all next year and stuff. So I think 2024 is going to be a very exciting year for Marianas Trench. I'm really looking forward to what the future holds for our band at the moment. And what else? There's nothing, like, just a bunch of summer festivals coming up. We're in Calgary this weekend. We're in Vancouver, obviously, for Rustin Roots at July 29th, and then a few other gigs throughout the summer. And then I don't know what's happening in the fall right now. Nothing really in the books. I think we're going to just sort of keep that studio momentum going and make sure that we've got some new material for everyone as fast as we possibly can produce it.
Do your best to enjoy 2023 because it sounds like 2024 is going to be a big honor for you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Great. Okay. Well,
All right,
I guess
well, we're gonna
we'll
let
let you
you
guys
go.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody who came out to listen in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see Marianas French on July 29th.
Sounds
Softball
great.
City.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. See you guys. Nice to meet you.
Cheers, guys. Take care.